Hi, I'm Andrew Flowers, Chair of the Walpole Housing Partnership, and I'm here to talk about Article 19. Walpole is booming with development. Just look at the apartment buildings downtown. But affordable housing is scarce. Two articles on the fall 2020 town meeting warrant hope to increase the supply and quality of affordable housing in Walpole. Article 19 creates an inclusionary zoning bylaw, which requires larger scale developments to have some affordable units in addition to market rate housing. Article 20, which I'll talk about in a separate video, creates a trust to promote more affordable housing in Walpole. First, let's define what we're discussing. What is affordable housing? Affordable housing is defined as housing which costs no more than 30% of the income for a household at or below 80% of the median income for the Boston metro area, which Walpole is a part of. So for example, housing that costs no more than 30% of the income for a family of four, for a family that has an annual income of $89,200 would qualify as affordable housing. And the crux of the matter here is that there's a big need, a huge need for affordable housing in Walpole. About 30% of Walpole homeowners and 60% of Walpole renters spend more than that 30% figure, 30% of their income on housing. The purpose of an inclusionary zoning bylaw is to maintain or grow Walpole's share of affordable housing. More than half of Massachusetts cities and towns have some form of inclusionary zoning, but Walpole does not. So what does this inclusionary zoning bylaw do exactly? So let's get into the details. Article 19 would require all new developments of 6 or more units, whether rental or ownership units, to have a minimum of 10%, but up to as high as 15% of the units be affordable, according to the Department of Housing and Community Development. Again, I want to stress that this is all new developments, so old developments do not have to change. It does include, again, rental and ownership units. So for example, for a development of, say, 16 condos, this inclusionary zoning bylaw would require 2 of those 16 condos to be affordable. For a 40-unit apartment complex, it would require 6 affordable apartments, and so on. The details are in the town meeting warrant, in the full details of the inclusionary zoning bylaw. But in essence, what inclusionary zoning requirements can do is they can improve or at least maintain affordable housing, but they're really effective when you pair them with other incentives to make them financially feasible. So this bylaw under consideration in Article 19, it includes lot size waivers, other dimensional waivers, and other incentives to make these projects economically feasible for developers. So dimensional waivers, for example, would, at the discretion of the Zoning Board of Appeals, allow for modest reductions in lot size requirements or fewer parking spots or relaxed setback, frontage, and other requirements. All this depends on the site design elements. But the idea is by having these waivers, you enable developers to have affordable housing projects penciled. In other words, make this binding requirement economically feasible. So the goal of this bylaw, the end result of inclusionary zoning, is to respond to the specific needs of Walpole. Our town, we need affordable housing. I've demonstrated that. But to create this housing with inclusionary zoning, it's going to happen in a way that is complementary in scale and appearance to Walpole's existing housing stock. Although Article 19 seeks to outline requirements for developers, developers can refuse to build affordable housing. And if they do, they can instead make a payment in lieu to an affordable housing trust fund. And that is the subject of Article 20.